So, the crazy stories about Trudeau just keep rolling in. And I just want to be clear here. While I'm not a big fan of the Prime Minister of Canada being mocked by foreign diplomats and politicians and media, I give Justin Trudeau absolutely no grace whatsoever, just like he's done with millions of Canadians as he smeared and attacked them. All for political expediency, of course. He has simply burnt his bridges with me and millions of other Canadians after the way he has attempted to demonize and marginalize Canadians who have very reasonable concerns about things like their children's education, their health, mandates, etc. So this story may be ridiculous, but you know what? Let's have some fun with it. And with that said, let's look at this headline. Justin Trudeau's plane was full of cocaine. Former Indian diplomat Deepak Vohra, I hope that's how it's pronounced, says the Canadian PM was depressed and high in Delhi. And there's a picture of him rubbing his nose. I tell you, Canada under Trudeau has just turned into one very long Monty Python skit. Quote, when Justin Trudeau came to India for the G20 this month, his plane was full of cocaine. What is happening? He did not come out of his room for 2 days, Vohra said. And he said this on an Indian news show. Vohra indicated that the Canadian Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, behaves like he is a small kid and that he has very little knowledge about international relations. Well, that's fair enough. Now, there's a little twist to this, but let's just see what he said first. The former Indian diplomat added that when the Canadian PM had come to Delhi, it was a credible rumor that Indian sniffer dogs discovered cocaine from his plane. Quote, my wife saw him at the Delhi airport and said that Trudeau looked depressed and stressed. We don't know the reason. I don't know the reality, but social media and some credible rumors suggest that his plane was full of cocaine. He also missed the president's dinner, as some people say he was not in his senses due to the drug consumption. So, seeing this, nothing can be said about what goes on in his mind. He has definitely gone insane. He has become lonely. He is now trying to show that he is a Canadian Rambo, and nothing can go wrong in his presence. India has done the right thing by suspending visa services in Canada. And this is where we start to get to what he's actually doing here, this ex-diplomat. In an unexpected assertion last week, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said his country's intelligence agencies were looking into a potential link between agents of the Indian government and Nijjar's death. And the man he's talking about is a Sikh separatist who was living in Canada. It says Nijjar, one of Canada's most wanted terrorists, and this is from Op India, by the way. So this is an Indian publication. One of India's most wanted terrorists, who had a cash reward on his head, was shot dead by two unidentified shooters in Surrey, BC. Now, I don't know the credibility of the allegations here. I haven't seen the intelligence, but the Indian government is not very happy with Trudeau. And here's what the former ambassador from India also said, quote, in his parliament address, he used the words credible allegations against India. How can allegations be credible? Either it can be credible or an allegation. I also have a credible rumor to make in this case that Trudeau is crazy. It's a credible rumor. So what it looks like here is he's just trying to make a point, and he's trying to discredit the Trudeau allegations against India. So as much as there are people who, I think quite understandably, would really like this story to be true, because, again, Trudeau has burned his bridges. He's attacked everybody who's ever disagreed with him on anything as an ist, as a phobe, as people with unacceptable ideas, misogynist, you name it. And not only that, you have the Emergencies Act. You have peaceful protesters being trampled by horses. You have people's bank accounts being frozen. You have people who lost their jobs because of the mandates. So I think the polls bear this out. If you're not in the TRUDEAU cult, you're pretty much sick of this guy. Now, the Prime Minister's office did make a statement, quote, this is absolutely false and a troubling example of how disinformation can make its way into media reporting. Well, if the PMO's office is saying that this is disinformation, well, I'm sold. It's definitely true. Anyway, please subscribe, like, and share. Sharing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.